The Stoic approach to Amor Fati, loving your fate. Introduction. Do not seek for things to happen as you wish, but wish for them to happen as they do, and you will find peace. Life does not always go as planned. We face hardships, losses, and unexpected turns. Most people resist fate, wishing for a different reality. But the Stoics believed that true strength comes not from fighting fate, but from embracing it fully. This idea is called Amor Fati, the love of fate. It is not passive resignation, but an active acceptance of everything life brings. It is about seeing obstacles as opportunities, pain as a teacher, and hardship as fuel for greatness. Yet, embracing fate is not easy. It requires discipline, courage, and a radical shift in perspective. Let's explore how the Stoics approached Amor Fati and how we can apply these principles in our daily lives. Why we struggle to accept fate. Imagine a young Roman soldier named Cassius. He dreams of glory, of leading legions, of winning honor in battle. But fate has other plans. During his first campaign, he is wounded and permanently crippled. Anger consumes him. Why me? He asks. He curses his fate, drowning in bitterness. One day, an old Stoic philosopher visits him. Cassius rages, "My life is ruined. What was the point of all my training if fate was going to take everything from me?" The philosopher listens patiently and then replies, "Fate has not taken everything from you, only what you refuse to use. If you cannot be a warrior, then become a teacher. If you cannot fight, then lead with wisdom. The fire that destroys can also forge." Cassius resists at first, but over time, he realizes that the greatest battle is not against fate, is against his own resistance to it. Like Cassius, we struggle to embrace fate because we cling to expectations. We have a fixed idea of how life should be, and when reality does not match, we suffer. We see obstacles as misfortunes. Instead of viewing hardships as opportunities for growth, we resist them. We fear change. We want control, but the truth is, much of life is beyond our control. The Stoics knew that peace comes not from controlling fate, but from mastering our response to it. The Stoic perspective on Amor Fati. Mastering perception, turning obstacles into opportunities. One of the most powerful lessons in Stoicism is that nothing is inherently good or bad. Only our perception makes it so. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it." Consider a Roman general who loses a battle. He can either see it as a humiliating failure and sink into despair, view it as a lesson, learn from his mistakes, and return stronger. The event is the same. The only difference is his perception. Exercise. The next time something bad happens, pause and ask, "How can I use this? How can I turn this into an advantage?" Practicing voluntary hardship, training for the unexpected. Seneca once said, "A man who fears suffering is already suffering from what he fears." The Stoics prepared for hardship before it arrived. They practiced voluntary discomfort to train their minds for adversity. Example: before he became a great Stoic teacher, Epictetus was a slave. His master broke his leg, yet he remained calm, refusing to let suffering defeat him. He later taught, "We suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them." Exercise. Challenge yourself with voluntary hardship. Take cold showers, fast for a day, or walk instead of driving. Train yourself to face discomfort with strength. accepting the uncontrollable, the river that flows. An old Stoic philosopher sat by a river. A student asked him, "How can I accept things I do not like?" The philosopher pointed to the water and said, "The river does not complain when a rock falls into its path. It simply flows around it, and so must we." The Stoics taught that life is like this river. We do not control its course, but we control how we navigate it. If we resist, we suffer. If we embrace, we flow. Exercise. The next time you face frustration, remind yourself, this is the path. I do not control events, but I control my response. Amor Fati in action, turning pain into power. The great Stoic Emperor Marcus Aurelius did not live an easy life. His reign was filled with war, betrayal, and personal loss. Yet, he did not complain. Instead, he wrote, "Whatever happens to you was prepared for you in advance. The thread of destiny weaves through all things." Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" the Stoic asks, "How is this happening for me?" Exercise. Reflect on a past hardship. How did it shape you? What strength did you gain from it? Real-world applications of Amor Fati. Thomas Edison and failure. After his laboratory burned down, destroying years of work, Edison did not despair. Instead, he said, "Thank goodness, all our mistakes were burned up. Now we can start fresh." Lesson. Even disaster can be an opportunity. Nelson Mandela's imprisonment. Mandela spent 27 years in prison. Instead of becoming bitter, he used the time to strengthen his mind and prepare for leadership. Lesson. We do not control events, but we control how we use them. A soldier's mental toughness. The Spartan Code. Spartans did not complain about battle. They embraced hardship as part of their destiny. Lesson. Strength comes from embracing, not resisting, life's challenges. The power of Amor Fati in everyday life. When we change our perception, obstacles become opportunities. When we practice hardship, we become stronger in adversity. When we accept what we cannot change, we find peace. When we embrace fate, we stop fearing the future. Final words of Stoic wisdom. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Do not seek for things to happen as you wish, but wish for them to happen as they do. That which does not kill us makes us stronger. Conclusion. Amor Fati is not just acceptance, it is love for all that life brings. Most people resist fate, trying to control the uncontrollable. But the Stoic embraces fate, knowing that every challenge is a lesson, every hardship is a teacher, and every moment, good or bad, is a gift. The next time life does not go as planned, ask yourself, what if this is exactly what I need? That simple shift in mindset can transform your life. Reflection questions. 1. What past hardship in hindsight made you stronger? 2. How can you apply Amor Fati to a current challenge in your life? 3. What small step can you take today to embrace, rather than resist, fate? Final thought. Not merely to bear what is necessary, but to love it. Thank you for attending this lecture. Now go and embrace your fate.